Tonight, 2 Lheidli T'enneh elders have recently passed away, and the nation is remembering them. Plus, a local electrician is warning against buying appliances from outside of the country that don't meet Canadian electrical standards. And we look at the dangers of eye strain on this week's To Your Health. Good evening, folks. I'm Eddie Frederick, and welcome to CKPG News. Our top story, Prince George and the Lheidli T'enneh community is mourning the loss of 2 beloved elders in the community, as Edie Frederick and her mother, Josie Paul, recently passed away. Edie was one of the community leaders in preserving the Daquethi language and Indigenous culture. Tommy Osborne has more now on the impact she had on the community and the legacy she leaves behind.
She was the voice of our people, and she would speak even if her voice trembled. She just was a fierce leader.
The Lheidli T'enneh community suffered a big loss recently as elder Edie Frederick and her mother, Josie Paul, tragically passed away. Edie was a community leader who played a huge role in furthering the promotion of the Lheidli T'enneh culture and the Daquethi language.
She was really an inspiration and a leader in creating this gallery that I'm standing in right now, Lheidli T'enneh, a place of learning, and she helped us with that name. She was such a force when it came to language revitalization.
Even when she had broken her legs, like her ankle and her leg in a car accident a few years back, and she still was working from her hospital bed.
The work she has done, whether it be through the 37th annual Elders Gathering or the 2015 Canada Winter Games, having that cultural presence was very significant.
Her mark in the community can be seen just about everywhere you go, as she was a leading figure in preserving the Daquethi language and making the Lheidli T'enneh culture more prominent. Among many other things, she was a key figure in the creation of the Daquethi dictionary, as she helped translate the language and included audio of her speaking the words online.
Language holds so much of culture, and if the language dies, so does a part of culture. And so her legacy really is helping to preserve and save Lheidli T'enneh language and therefore culture, which we're so appreciative of.
Beyond her profound community impact, many also remember her as a fantastic friend and a very positive presence.
When I think of Edie and that glow that she would have when she was listening to her favorite song, or seeing her dance around, or even drumming and singing, and that's how I want to remember Edie.
Lheidli T'enneh in Exploration Place is just one of many areas where Edie made her mark in our community, and her loss will surely be mourned and she will be missed by many, but the legacy she leaves behind and all the work she put into our community will surely be enjoyed by generations to come. Tommy Osborne, CKPG News.
A local Red Seal master electrician is raising the alarm after he and his girlfriend were shocked in their kitchen by an unsafe kitchen appliance. He's trying to warn people who buy kitchen appliances about their limitations. Dave Branco has the story.
My girlfriend was cleaning and came to me saying she got shocked, and I didn't necessarily believe her that it was as bad as she said.
Corbin Burgess has worked around live wires for his whole career. When his girlfriend was shocked in their home, he started to investigate the matter.
And then I came and I tried to replicate the issue, touching around, and then I went like this and blasted myself. And being an electrician, I've been zapped a few times. I can tell when there's a good shock there. So I immediately unplugged the cord ends, and then I decided to go grab my meter. And when I came back, I didn't have the voltage there, but then I realized I had modified the area.
Burgess looked further behind the toaster oven and discovered a melted power cord. He also noticed that the toaster oven didn't have the proper wiring attached, which would have prevented the shock.
And pulled it forward and discovered that this cable here was melted to the back of the toaster oven and allowed the outer casing on here to become energized and created a path, because this does not have a ground fault, a ground on it, a bond, so that this would short out. So it remained energized and then created a path through the grounded appliance.
Burgess is working with electrical standard authorities to encourage manufacturers to make appliances with a 3-prong plug.
I believe they should be recalled, and we should have the safety standard changed and or made sure it's followed if it's not already there. So, but we're in the process of looking into all these standards and trying to see what's going on. My technical safety inspector is helping me. He agrees that this is an issue that needs to be looked at.
Burgess safely stores his toaster oven behind the cupboard while he searches for a solution. He will continue to alert his clients and friends to be cautious when using an ungrounded appliance. Dave Branco, CKPG News.
While most jellyfish are marine species, a few can live in freshwater. And one such jellyfish is the Chinese peach blossom jellyfish, which is becoming an invasive species in BC. But can this tropical species make it up north? Sam Benison has more.
Around 30 years ago, the Chinese peach blossom jellyfish was introduced to freshwaters in British Columbia. Now, as the climate warms, it has been spotted in 34 waterways as far north as Cache Creek.
It's a warm water species, so it's coming from tropical area in China, where water temperatures are always like higher than, let's say, 25 degrees Celsius.
While the medusa, which is the visible jellyfish, can only be seen at high temperatures, a polyp, which is the asexual reproductive stage, can survive in much cooler waters.
It's can incestate or encapsulate and become a little cyst, which can actually survive through the dry conditions or very, very cold conditions.
As for making its way up here, Dr. Stefan Derry from UNBC says the water temperatures are warm enough and it could only be a matter of time.
In 2021, you recall, in late June of that year, we had record-breaking air temperatures, right, near 40 degrees across part of our region, and the water temperature actually increased as well, of course, in response to those warm air temperatures. And so we saw in some of the rivers nearby, near Prince George, Fort St. James, we saw temperatures close to 30 degrees actually in some of the rivers. And even in the hot spells that we've experienced this past summer, we've seen temperatures above 25 degrees.
Dr. Pakomov says the research project is fairly new, so there isn't a whole lot currently known about how it gets introduced to waterways and what damage it could cause. But the worry is outcompeting native species.
The one major concern we have at the moment, jellyfish usually consume plankton. Plankton is the little crustaceans which are living in the water, and they also prey for juvenile fish.
However, seeing those jellyfish in our waters could be a canary in the coal mine, as high temperatures could be deadly to our fish populations.
Iconic species like sockeye salmon, Chinook salmon, white sturgeon in the Nechako, the Fraser, and these are species that are thermally sensitive. And so if we're experiencing extended periods of temperatures, say even above 20 degrees, this can over time become lethal to these species.
Sam Benison, CKPG News.
The Prince George Chamber of Commerce has announced the finalists for the 2024 Business Excellence Awards. Pacific Western Brewing and Cheese Needs, love that name, have received nominations in 3 categories, making them the top contenders. Other notable finalists include Trinity Financial Services, 3 Goblins Games, another great name, and Baller Food. Hey, some great names today, each nominated in multiple categories. The inaugural Lifetime Achievement Award will be presented to the Canadian Tire owner Selene Alpay during the gala on November 2nd. The award ceremony will take place at the House of Ancestors. Tickets are available on the Chamber of Commerce website.
So this new category is the Lifetime Achievement Award. We were always looking for ways to improve the Business Excellence Awards and looked around other chambers in the province, and they have Lifetime Achievements Awards, and we're like, why don't we have a Lifetime Achievement Award? So we set one up for this year, and obviously the first person receiving it, Selene Alpay, is certainly deserving. He's been in Prince George just 15 years, but holy, what has he not accomplished in 15 years as the owner-operator of Canadian Tire? His generosity to the community, not just in terms of just writing checks to support the causes that are important to him, but his presence. He puts in the time and the money and just as the mentorship and the example he provides to the business community are so deserving of this award.
And now to your health. Brought to you by Hard Drugs, 3rd Avenue Pharmacy, and the Phoenix Pharmacy.
After long periods of focus, whether it's on the computer or reading books, your eyes can begin to fatigue. Dr. Jennifer Wilczek recommends that when you are studying or working to follow the 20/20 rule.
One of our cute little catchphrases is the 20/20 rule. We do recommend a 20-second break after every 20 minutes of screen time, looking 20 feet away.
Even if you don't feel your eyes getting tired, the 20/20 rule is still recommended as a precautionary measure, as everyone experiences different symptoms.
Some people don't feel anything at all. Some people get headaches. Some people just get tired. Some people find they have to read the same paragraph a few times. But those can be all signs of eye strain.
As for working on a computer specifically, Dr. Wilczek recommends wearing blue light glasses.
They work really good. I wear them all the time at work myself. Basically, they're just an anti-reflection coating though. So the anti-reflection coating helps protect the eyes from the light passing through the lens. And they do target more of that blue wavelength specific light that we know that is emitted more from the screens and all our devices. So I do find if you're a little more symptomatic, you get that eye strain and eye fatigue, or you're a person who's just on the screen all the time, they're very beneficial.
If you notice that you're experiencing eye strain more often, it might be a good idea to get an eye exam.
Don't hesitate to follow up with eye exams just to make sure small changes in prescription or even having very small prescriptions can make big impacts to help with study time and screen time to help with that eye strain.
It is recommended to get an eye exam once every 2 years. Sam Bennison, CKPG News.
To your health. Brought to you by Hard Drugs, 3rd Avenue Pharmacy, and the Phoenix Pharmacy.
The lowest gas price in Prince George is sitting at $1.52.9 per liter at Costco. The lowest price in the province right now is in Chilliwack at $1.49.9 per liter. Manitoba has the lowest fuel prices on average in the country at $1.30.4 per liter, while BC has an average price of $1.67.4 per liter.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Join the Domino's Lunch Club with 25% off all regular price pizzas every day. Visit dominos.ca to join the club.
The Prince George Cougars and the City of Prince George announced the signing of a new 4-year deal. This license agreement for the CN Centre will keep the Cats in town through 2028 with an option to extend an additional 4 years after that. The city, they'll receive a 50% split with the Cougars on private suite rental fees, as well as an annual flat fee for ticket sales and commissions on additional ticket sales, food, and beverage sales. The city says, of course, it's very excited to solidify a deal that's fair for both sides, and beyond the obvious benefit of keeping a hockey team in the city, the economic benefits should be great as well.
I think that was pretty clear this past year during the playoff run, right? Like, the city had a real vibe to it, a real spirit, and that translated into the restaurants busy. You know, people were traveling from all over to see the games, and so it just is an important aspect to our local economy to have this team here and to see them succeed.
Good evening again. We've got some good weather to talk about going forward, but taking you back from earlier today, and yes, it was a pretty unsettled one across the board. We've got lots of cloud cover here on our satellite, and of course the showers moving in and out of the region pretty much all day. So going into the evening, that is going to be the case, but then a really nice clearing trend after that. So a little bit of fog possibly overnight tonight for us to wake up to here in Prince George tomorrow. That will dissipate late morning, and we'll be left with a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Lovely sunshine for most of the day, and that will stretch into Thursday and Friday at this point as well. We're not anticipating the next major weather change to really be until the weekend. Now, we might have a few spotty showers in some parts of the region for Thursday, but all in all, it is going to be a pretty nice day, and most of the action is going to move on out. So there we go. We're left with a nice sunny sky tomorrow afternoon, 19 degrees. Sunshine up in the Peace, east to Valemount as well. Beautiful weather down through the southern half of the province. In fact, pretty much everywhere you go, tomorrow looks really really nice up and down the coast. Nice breaks from any of the moisture that was there for the last couple of days. So really, really nice weather overall. Our broadcast region highs tomorrow will look like this: 17 in many areas, including Vanderhoof, Burns Lake, Fort St. James, Mackenzie as well. Lots of sunny sky by the afternoon. 21 in Quesnel and McBride. Really nice weather down through there. 19 in Vancouver for the day tomorrow. It'll be a nice one after a wet day today. Edmonton still hanging on to some sunshine and nice temperatures, and then a real switch in the conditions in through the prairies. It's been warm, it's been sunny. Well, the next couple of days will be slightly unsettled. It'll still be mild, 25 Regina, 27 Winnipeg, but certainly going to have some showers, some rain, and even some thunderstorm activity plaguing most of the prairies the next day or so. Towards the eastern half, though, and we've sort of talked about this the last few days, yes, it feels like summer in many areas still. Montreal hanging on to temperatures close to 30, not far from that in Toronto, over towards the east coast. Really nice into the mid-20s. So beautiful weather for everybody in the eastern half. Sunny skies for us late week, and again, really into tomorrow as well. After the fog dissipates, we'll have that nice sunshine. Drier weather for the next few days, and then the next weather maker isn't until the weekend, which you'll see here does drastically switch up our conditions. +1 tonight, though. Burns Lake, it'll be quite cool tonight, and then tomorrow not as cool, but definitely Thursday night down below freezing. And then here's the next system that we're watching for the weekend. So enjoy a couple of days of some sunshine for sure. Mackenzie, 7 overnight tonight, rather cloudy, up to 17 tomorrow. Beautiful through the day tomorrow, lots of sunshine. There's the passing shower that may pop in on Thursday, but otherwise likely a mix of sun and cloud, and looking good into Friday as well. We've got some heavier rain in the forecast and some cooler temperatures though for the weekend. McBride, 6 overnight tonight, up to 21 tomorrow with pleasant conditions out there. Drop in temperatures Thursday, Friday, but still some sunny sky before we see the conditions really switch up on the weekend. In Quesnel as well, expecting lots of rain for the weekend, but beautiful the next few days. 21 degrees tomorrow. Can't beat that. Looking good. It'll be a nice fall-like day out there and still hanging on to a bit of summer. Prince George, 5 overnight tonight. We'll hit 19 for a high tomorrow with partly sunny skies after that fog dissipates in the morning. And then maybe a spotty shower here or there Thursday, but likely not. Mostly sunshine for the next 3 days before we see some rain moving back in on the weekend.
The TSX is down 24 points to close at 23,678. The Dow Jones is down 16 points to close at 41,606. And Canfor went down 89 cents to close at $16.69.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Join the Domino's Lunch Club with 25% off all regular price pizzas every day. Visit domino's.ca to join the club.
The UNBC Timberwolves and Canada West Conference have named Britton Hinchy Player of the Week for women's soccer. The third-year player made 14 saves en route to a 1-0 victory over UBC Okanagan on Sunday. In 2 appearances so far this season, she has stopped all 16 shots fired her way and now has amassed 173 career regular season saves. The T-Wolves are back in action Friday night at 6 p.m. when they host the Fraser Valley Cascades. That wraps things up tonight, folks. Thanks for joining us as always. Caden Fanshawe is up next with the Today Show, and it'll be yours truly at 6:30. Sorry, you can't get rid of me that easy, Prince George. I'll see you in a bit. And remember, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.